Netflix threw Meg out of 2023 Invictus Games by reshooting all vids after her presence ruined everything. Recently, royal expert Princess Consuela Banana Hammock said that Netflix forced to reshoot the Invictus documentary due to Harry's wife's attendance. In particular, she pens, "I heard that was Netflix just trying to put an end to the contract. Even the Invictus doc is delayed. Heard they are going to reshoot a lot of it to get Meghan out, since she did all she could to be front and center during the last attempt to shoot the documentary. In the current state of affairs at Casamonte shit show, this appears to be a huge tell. Wait a second, the filming was completed in The Hague last April. More than a year ago. The Heart of Invictus was rumored to be launched in June 2023. It now just displays 2023 as the release date. Nothing has changed within the Invictus Foundation since the filming in April 2022, so why the urgent need to refilm? And why the sudden urgency to get rid of Madam when they've always been a bundle deal? This is a super tough ask BTW, because they cannot refilm the 2022 IGs, like it was an on-set soap. It's not doable. They'd have to wait and film the 2023 Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, sans Madam, which isn't until September, runs right into day one of Oktoberfest. How convenient for Haz. That also means someone telling Madam she's not invited. Yikes. Editing in the 2023 IGs would push the release of Heart of Invictus into 2024 and also takes the shine off of the Ukraine emotionally charged moments of IG 2022. This is an awful lot of effort and being added awfully late in the game, so what's the real reason? If second-hand Coke is allegedly confirming this, her Netflix sources are solid. I could be wrong, but the only thing I can think of that would truly warrant having such an 11th-hour change of heart that would require a chaotic reshoot of scenes without Madam, that also greatly alter the feel of the film from being about the 2022 first post-Covid IG to multiple IGs, would be if Madam is going to be out of the picture by the time the film is released. If H&M are no more, she'd have to be edited out so that Harry could keep the IG as just his project. Which fits in with the no WME for H, plus a lot of other rumors. This sounds like a serious data point, guys. Meghan was undoubtedly boasting about how she knows how to change the world since she was 11 years old, and then Harry talks about all his difficulties because 3 weeks before he turned 13, he had to walk 2 miles behind his mother's funeral carriage in front of everybody who loved her and cried for her, as well as for him and William. I'm betting there's 40+ hours of Harry and Meghan footage and not much else. Meghan most likely reshot the book reading scene when the vets and staff told her she couldn't read her terrible book The Bench to the kids, so she went back and edited in her reading it instead of the book the vets chose. I also wonder if they didn't think to get signed agreements or waivers from the vets and staff about filming them and using them in the final production. So many things were probably not done right. That documentary was the easiest and most positive product for their brand, and yet they can't get it out. Some moguls they are. Can't wait for the people at WME to start to flee because they have to work with her and him. Start the WME Harkle headcount horror show because it's a coming. Invictus is a British version of the Warrior Games, which were developed for handicapped American veterans in the United States. Harry was, I believe, invited to the Warrior Games as a guest of then First Lady Michelle Obama many years ago. He, or, more likely, his palace staff, saw its potential for handicapped British veterans as well. It's an incredible program. Physical fitness is an important aspect of most soldiers' identity and training. Physical disability is frequently very, emotionally upsetting for those whose identity is determined by their physical readiness. The Warrior Games and Invictus Games give vital inspiration, purpose, and drive. On a more serious point, she's a selfish jerk. The athletes should be the center of attention during the Invictus Games. They've all overcome significant challenges and worked really hard to compete. To advertise themselves, the Harkles turned it into a media circus and a PR event. They're really despicable. Until Meghan got involved, Harry was apparently a very effective patron. Netflix threw Meg out of 2023 Invictus Games by reshooting all vids after her presence ruined everything. Recently, royal expert Princess Consuela Banana Hammock said that Netflix forced to reshoot the Invictus documentary due to Harry's wife's attendance. In particular, she pens, "I heard that was Netflix just trying to put an end to the contract. Even the Invictus doc is delayed. Heard they are going to reshoot a lot of it to get Meghan out, since she did all she could to